Right, so this is the second test that we'll be doing, along with two others to still follow. This is the push-up test. You get many variations of this test for making it harder, making it easier. This is the minute push-up test. So what you'll do is you'll see how many push-ups you can do in a minute. Not any push-ups. You'll make sure that your chest at least touches the cone, or your arms must bend up to 90 degrees. Always remember that your hands must be shoulder width apart, your body in uniform position, and your legs parallel with each other. A variation that you could do for female is just to make sure that the females do them on their knees instead of their feet. I will show that to you guys in a few. A few things just to keep in mind is to make sure that your client is healthy and fit enough to do the test, making sure that there's no underlying issues, problems, or any medical risks that that person is running. This test tests endurance and strength. What this is good for, I would say, is rugby. The reason for it being especially for forwards, because they always get down and dirty in the rucks and the mauls. You need those big upper bodies for the ball carrying, and obviously the weight in the ruck as well. So this is a very good test to see how far developed their upper body strength is. I would also not say that it's recommended to go on an average score, because every person's height, weight, length is different. So I would say it's a you versus you situation. So see what your score is this week, and maybe 4 days later, or maybe a week later, try it again and see if you've improved on that score. Pros and cons of this is there are really actually no cons. The only cons that there might be is just to make sure that you just wear the right gear, as long as you use the right equipment. As I said again, not much equipment as well. As you can see, it's just a cone. You can use a stopwatch as well just to time that minute, and then obviously just a stretching mat if the surface is a bit hard for the hands. Let me get back to those pros and cons. The pros, geez, it's a wonderful, cost-effective test to do, and it's also very easily explained, and it's also something you can't hurt yourself in doing it if it is performed correctly and done in the right exercising gear. So without any further ado, let me show you guys how to do this. Just before we start, I just want to show you the two variations versus male and female. So the male variation, you would obviously make sure that your hands are nice shoulder width, and you're going to lift yourself up like this. It only counts as one once your elbows have made 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Females, on the knees, feet up. You could cross your feet as well. Also making sure hands shoulder width apart, and also making sure that your elbows bend at 90 degrees. Right? That's a push-up. If you're not too sure about a 90-degree angle, you could use a cone as well. This is a lot, or very similar to the angle that you would get on your arm as well if looking at length. Right, so without any further ado this time, let's do the test. I'll just obviously take off my sandals once again, and once the coach is ready, we'll go. Always remember, it's always good keeping your eye contact in front of you and not downwards. Always good, because you're keeping your body in shape and in form. Putting your eyes down could maybe throw you off balance a bit and change your center of gravity. It is tiring. Especially if you mix gym work with it. Well guys, that's a test. As you can see, not too much of a great score, but as I said, you versus you, so next week will look a little better.
Cheers.